This is the top three at the 2019 Mr. Olympia event. Brandon Curry won this show, with William Bonac placing second, and a debuting Hadi Choopan in third. Now, many people said this was the weakest Olympia lineup in years. With all due respect to Curry, hey, he came in to do a job and he did it. It just so happens that there was 3, maybe 4 bodybuilders that usually would place ahead of Curry that did not compete, including Phil Heath, including Kai Green, Big Ramy, and Sean Roden. So, yes, it was a very depleted lineup. So, considering that most of you people consider Derek Lunsford the weakest Mr. Olympia champion, some people say of all time, I thought it would be interesting to see how he would stand on this Mr. Olympia lineup. So we're going to take a look at 2025 Olympia champion Derek Lunsford on this stage. So we have obviously Brandon Curry, who will be, I guess, the main focus of this, because if Derek Lunsford can't beat Brandon Curry, then he would not have won the Mr. Olympia back then. In the front double, I would suggest nobody's beaten Brandon Curry. Look at the arms on this man. He truly was excellent. Look at the physique on this guy. He's not only matching Derek Lunsford on the V-taper, small waistline. I even like the abs as opposed to the vacuum. But he is just flatlining him in the arms, the biceps, triceps. Now, it is definitely worth to look at Hadi Choopan versus Derek Lunsford, because I'm sure a lot of you guys consider the 2019 Hadi Choopan the best Hadi Choopan. I do not. I looked at many comparisons, and he's actually quite a bit smaller here. And you can see that in the side-by-side comparison with Derek. But as we will see as the comparison does go on, 2019 Hadi Choopan definitely had some qualities. Shredded to the dice, I'm telling you right now. Now, poor Bill Bonac. He was being out-angled in a lot of these shots. But not only that, he just had a rough year. He was down in size, was not his best version, not even close. So for him to place higher than he ever has, maybe with his worst version, his worst Olympia version, that's kind of, it sucks. I'll just say it. It sucks. But I do not think Derek Lunsford is placing last here. Is he doing enough to defeat Hadi Choopan? I think he could be. I think he also could be defeating William Bonac here, old battling Bill Bonac. So it could be a good lineup for Derek. Go to the front lat spread. Okay. This is a different situation here. And yes, sizing is difficult for this. I think Hadi Choopan might be stepping the line. A lot of them stepped the line back then, if you get my drift. But an excellent pose here in 2019. This was Hadi's best front lat spread. Unreal. He competed at the Vancouver Pro too, I believe. And his abs just popped. He looked better in this shot, in that front double. I think he was 10 times better in, say, 2024. So take your pick. Hadi Choopan, he's definitely winning this one. Or, I guess, Brandon Curry, not Derek Lunsford. Derek probably even losing to old battling Bill, for goodness sakes. So a very interesting take on this. It's a good lineup for Derek, I think. Turn to the side chest pose. And you know what? Derek actually looks pretty good here. And I told you, see, Hadi Choopan, he was a little slender here. Much thicker, bigger, broader nowadays. Although I will say, lately anyway, I've been giving Derek the edge over Hadi Choopan in the side chest. He looks bigger and more jacked. You look at William Bonac battling Bill, and he was being out-angled in this picture. I kind of edited it. You can see above Derek's head, it's colored in a little bit different color than the 0 or the O for Olympia. Do you guys even know? Do you even have any idea what I'm talking about? I'm sure some of you do. But yes, I made Bonac bigger, and I think it's more fair. And you know what? I like his muscle separation over Derek's. But that one wheel was a little small for Bonac. He definitely had a little unsymmetricalness in the wheels, and just so happens the one being displayed is the smaller one. Brandon Curry, top 10 side chest of all time. I don't care. When somebody wants to make a point, and they don't care if they're right or wrong, they say that. I don't care. I think he's good in the side chest, and he's beating Derek. But still, I don't think Derek's losing. I don't think Derek has lost in any of these poses. Here's a side tricep pose. Midsection, he is last in line. I'll tell you that right now. Rest of the physique, he's probably beaten Bonac. Choopan, he always, I don't know how to put my finger on it, but this side tricep, it was just never my cup of tea. He's kicking the calf back, in which case he shouldn't, especially just the little glimpse of Derek's you can see. And Bonac, he should be kicking his calf back. I've seen him do that before, but definitely not Hadi Choopan. I think he placed pretty low in my best calves of the 2025 Mr. Olympia lineup. Have you guys seen that one? Again, Curry is just a reflection of perfection. Is it pre or per? He looks good, is what I'm saying. So Brandon Curry, he's a hot duck. Out of the front shots, out of the side poses. Derek's not bad either. But then things get interesting. Things get somewhat divided here in these back shots. And you know what? This happens every time I look at this 2019 Olympia. This is less about Hadi Choopan versus Brandon Curry, but I always, after the front and the side, I think, Curry, he's destroying Hadi Choopan. There's no way Hadi can win. I don't care how bad the back of Curry is. Now, Bonac, even battling Bill, you look at the lower half. Look at the lower half on everybody but Curry. Curry looks soft. He looks small and out of place. You see that? The back is not bad. He's got huge traps. Probably the best traps that I can see. Hey, his back, him and Derek Lunsford have a very similar back development. So this is not to take away from the actual back width, lats of Curry, because he is awesome in that aspect. It's the lower half. The existing calves, the existing hamstrings, and the soft, plush glutes. They are plush glutes, guys. And you see Hadi Choopan. His back's out of sight. Out of sight. He is winning, I think. It's between him and Derek. I mean, you have Battlin' Bill. His lower half, he could be winning in that aspect. He is that good. But the back lacks width, especially compared to a Hadi Choopan and a Derek Lunsford. I mean, these are the two best backs that you're going to see. So it is somewhat divided here. Go to the back double. Aha. I see we moved the Derek over to Battlin' Bill. Why is that? I wanted to see him next to Hadi Choopan. I suppose he's just right there. Now, the supremacy of Derek Lunsford on display here is unsurmountable. Did any of those words make sense? I like to try to say big words sometimes, and if you get them correct, then people will think you're clever. He does have a fantastic rear double bi, though. Even you Derek haters have to admit that. He's winning. He's dominating. He's got a better back than everybody. He's got a better lower, well, but Battlin' Bill, you got to give him his props, or as Superset Man says, you got to give him his flowers. I think that's the tops. Hadi Choopan, he was never my favorite in the back double. He looks good in the rear lat. I mean, he looks good here. He's got the condition, strided to a T. Still beating Curry, I think. Curry maybe a slight bit of more condition in the rear double, which just means he's flexing his bum a little harder and his hamstrings. Sometimes they forget. I mean, you start flexing those hamstrings and then they start shaking sometimes, and then they have to stop. Sometimes that can happen. It's kind of funny to an observer. go to the abs and thigh for goodness sakes. Now, this is somewhat of a debate, and I've been kind of behind Derek. I've been championing his cause lately. I mean, if you can't beat him, join him. I mean, if you're going to continue to like bodybuilding, we know he's the chosen one. He's the golden boy. But we do, I think it's obvious. He is improving the abs and thigh. At one time, he had one of the most pillowy soft ab setups that you would have ever seen. We're talking plush, like a chubby cow. But here, it's not bad. He has a good V-taper, maybe even winning on that aspect, dare I say. But of course, Curry's beating him. Hadi Choopan's beating him. Not battling Bill. And that's it, folks. I kind of enjoyed this one. I thought this one was pretty interesting. Derek Lunsford, he kind of fits right in with this group, this 2019 group. I remember Dorian Yates looking at this. Oh, I do believe he is 6 weeks out, or maybe he's 8 weeks out. I think Dorian Yates, yeah. He said something like that, yeah. But I think he also said they're all short fellers. Curry, who's what, 5'8"? Pushing 5'8.5". He was towering over all of them. So they were very short bodybuilders that year. I think he can go down the line too. Dexter the Blade Jackson, he placed next in line, I think. And then Rolly Winkler, I think. So not a tall bodybuilder in sight at this event. So yes, Derek fit right in. But having said that, here are the placings. This is how I see it when you judge pose for pose. Derek Lunsford, not only does he not win this event, he doesn't even place second. He places third. He only beats battling Bill Bonac. Of course, you may be scratching your heads. I have Hadi Choopan beating Brandon Curry every single time I do this comparison. And usually, guys, gals, everybody in between, usually I prefer Hadi Choopan's physique over Derek Lunsford's. And it appears the judges in the IFBB, they are the opposite. They generally go for Derek Lunsford over Hadi Choopan. Now, the thing of it is, that was pose for pose. But when I looked at the condition, glutes, hamstrings, Curry wasn't that much more peeled and shredded from the front to have me give the victory to him over Derek. Based off the soggy glutes, I would have scooched Derek to second place. But I wouldn't have had him beating Hadi Choopan. So yes, folks, the weakest Olympia lineup of all time? I don't know. I think this year right now was one of your weaker Olympia lineups, perhaps of all time. Just exclude the 80s. There's some questionable years there, I think. Let me know, when was the weakest Olympia lineup? Have a great one.